Had all his stuff stolen out of a car.
Oh, you're joking.
In the East End a few weeks back, so we're going to try and
last week. Last week I parked in an NCP in Shoreditch.
Yeah.
And I came back, and the bags which were in there were all smashed and gone.
The bags on show?
They weren't on show. They were underneath one of those like sort of roll-out sheets that you pull over in a boot. But I think the irony of that is that was probably what made them just try it as an opportunity.
Do you know you can't leave an empty carrier bag? They've got nothing to lose, you see.
No.
Nothing to lose. If they get caught, what happens? Nothing. And if it's not any good to them, all you've got is damage to your car.
He's right. That's it.
You leave an empty carrier bag and they're smashed to goodness. And whereabouts in Shoreditch was that?
Finsbury Square.
Oh, in Finsbury Square?
Yeah, Finsbury Square, underground car park. And the police
they must
officer...
have cameras in there.
None.
They didn't. They had cameras going in, but once you were underground, there were no cameras.
But the city police are really hot around that way as well.
Yeah, no. Well, the city police phoned me up the day after as a courtesy call, really.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, I'm sure you can appreciate there's not actually a great deal we can do.
Yeah.
He said, but this particular officer that phoned me said he makes a phone call to that NCP every day of the week. Every day.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, smash and grab every single day of the week.
Yeah, so it must be the same people who are doing it.
I know, it's wild, absolutely wild.
And yet the police, if you've got a back light in that city gone,
yeah,
they'll do you.
That's right.
If you've got a brake light out, they'll do you, believe me.
Touchdown, Milan to London. It never ceases to amaze me. I don't know why. We travel a lot, but it never ceases to amaze me that you can wake up in the morning in Milan and it's still the morning. Yeah, to be fair, it was 4 a.m. It's still the morning. It's only 9:30 here. Now here we are in London, back where it all started. It started right here, in fact. On the Dorchester car park. Nothing spicy there. DDE had their car dropped off there. Their car's now in Montenegro. Gumball's just finished. Millie's just finished. I had all of my stuff stolen before we set off, so Yorkie and I are now heading to Covent Garden for breakfast because it's Sunday and the Apple store doesn't open until 12 o'clock, which still blows my mind that we set off in Milan and we're still in London before the Apple store opens. So yeah, but it's nice. It has been a lit summer experience the last few days. We've had 33 degrees in Italy, driving an open top Thunderbird from 1955, which has given us somewhat of a tan. You'll notice there that's my tan mark for where my watch was. Don't wear one of those in London anymore. Packed that away after having everything absolutely stripped from my being. I was only in London 4 hours to flip my life upside down. So I've taken off that, hence tan line. One thing I am thoughtful of is if I do end up getting a laptop now, is I want them to give it to me in a bag that doesn't have any Apple branding on it. And I'm serious.
Just put it straight in your luggage.
Put it straight in my bag. I'm not sure it'll fit or not. We're gonna go and try and get the new 15-inch MacBook Air. I previously had the 16-inch, like full fat MacBook Pro, which was great, but new M2 chips I think will be plenty fast enough to cut what we're normally cutting on Final Cut. Maximum capacity in them is only 2 terabytes, which sounds a lot perhaps down this lens, but when you start to get to the bigger file sizes that we shoot with, it's not that big, so probably have to get a fast write external hard drive at some point. But I just need something, and I thought for traveling as well, those 16-inch big boys, they are pretty heavy, but they are rapid. You can't see that, but that was a 911 Sport Classic.
Yeah, you can get the badges, you can get the stickers put on.
You can, but that was a real one. That was a real 911 Sport Classic. Fun fact, that car is currently trading hands for around about £500,000 sterling. And I think even a well-spec'd one is only like 250k. Say only, I mean, listen, 250k is a lot. What I mean is they've doubled in price value. So to see one's cool.
You saw one at Goodwood?
We drove one.
You did, at the hill?
We drove one at the hill. In fact, I was one of the first to drive the Sport Classic, and I was under embargo for so long that I forgot I drove it. And then I got an email one day saying, oh, you know that Sport Classic you drove, you can make that live now. I was like, oh yeah, about that.
Oh, loads of stuff. Look at this.
Loads of stuff. This is cool. Look at that. Coming soon. Chopper.
That'll be for the electric
Of course.
SUV, won't it?
Well, Lotus massive Chinese investment now. New production facility in Wuhan, of all places. That's where the
Why don't we talk about
SUV is being
how
built.
much oil is still being used on the planet?
Why don't we talk about that? We just found an amazing thing, an amazing piece of content of a professor setting context as to how reliant we still are on fossil fuels, oil, etc., which kind of blew our mind. The thing that blew my mind the most was cloud computing and cloud storage. Currently uses twice as much energy as the entire country of Japan, which for context is the third largest economy in the world. And that's just for cloud computing. We're not going to be able to sustain that with a few windmills. I can tell you that much. So yeah, it's a really interesting time. Last time we were here, we were filming a Koenigsegg London promo piece, which actually hasn't launched yet. You haven't seen that yet, but it'll be coming live soon. Yeah, that new screen is so punchy. Look how clear it is in direct sunlight. It's very, very cool. That reminds me, that AP. So Audemars Piguet have done a brand deal with Marvel, and they're doing these like Spider-Man timepieces, and I just don't think it's on brand, mate. I think it sucks. It's I don't know. Like if you didn't know, it looks like a really posh kid's watch, right. And I see the content they're sticking out, and it's just
what are people queuing for?
It just sucks. What are people queuing for? This queue is huge.
What's going on?
This queue is endless.
Do you know what this queue is for, my friend?
Excuse me, mate. Do you know what this queue's for?
That's happening there.
What is that?
God knows.
God knows.
No, I haven't got a clue.
Serious queue.
Really?
Wow.
Look, it's massive.
Look at it. What's going on down there?
Massive, isn't it? That's what I said to you. When you
I
get
think
around
it's-
these areas, you can't move around it.
Wow. What is going on?
The volume of people in London at the moment is unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Something
What's
going on.
going on? Is it a concert?
What's this?
Oh, it's a
West End
concert.
Live.
West End Live concert. I
They
see.
must be all lining up from behind there then as well. You know, wait
Yeah.
to get down to this point.
Yeah, look. Whoop.
Oh,
Oh, you pressed the button. You pressed the button, Yorkie.
Take a photo.
I was, but it's okay. Thanks very much. That's great. Thanks, mate. Funny.
we used to shoot out the side of these things.
Oh, it's
It's a bit
okay.
nice,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
here it is. There's a big concert going on.
Here we go.
I see a
Typical.
guy get his phone stolen.
Yeah.
A guy on a bike, he rode by a police van. I said to the police van, look, he's just stealing that phone. He said, well, we won't be able to catch him. I said, but you can follow cars all around the city
Yeah.
by camera.
Unbelievable. Thank you very much, mate. You have a great day. Something about how long have you lived in London
I
for?
moved here when I was 18.
18.
Came from the middle of the Yorkshire Dales, so I knew nothing about the city.
And now you're thinking about moving out of town.
No, I'm being forced to move out. My rent has gone through the roof. It's gone from, well, I'm not going to tell you, but it's
punchy.
crazy.
It's punchy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
undoable.
I know the numbers and it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's absolutely
It's absolutely
ridiculous. Didn't get that in Italy, did we?
No.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, here it is. Silver, black. I would love to go for black, but check out all this. It is a fingerprint magnet. That being said, it looks super cool. Silver, space grey. Probably end up defaulting to space grey. It is. Ooh, look at it. It is ultra thin. With just so much traveling compared to the Mac Pro over there. Yeah, this could be. See if they have Final Cut on here. Looks like it. See what this is all about. From $13.99. That's sadly definitely not the spec I need. So the only problem with these is that as you can only get maximum 2 terabyte internal storage, which for an editing point of view, we have some pretty large file sizes. We have multiple projects going on at once, so I'm definitely going to need to edit from an external hard drive, even if you spec a full fat one. That being said, I mean, the new M2 chip cuts so slick. Everything's just hyper responsive. Whew. Okay, let's go speak to someone about it. Something else I just thought about. Oh,
They just look good.
it's so cool, isn't it? There's so many apps on your wrist. The clarity of the screen's incredible, isn't it? Look
cool,
at that.
aren't they?
It's so cool. That really should be your London watch.
Could have done with that yesterday when I got out of the car.
Resting BPM. Yorkie had an incident with the local Italian paramedics yesterday. He got out of the Thunderbird after several hours and 33 degrees and passed out. Look at you there. Literally did. You actually did pass out. Paramedics came.
Look at her, she's like, what
What is this moron doing?
She was like, did you put sun cream on? No. Have you had any food? No.
Water?
Have you had any water? No. She's like,
A Red Bull.
that's why she's got.
That's her stance. Absolute muppet. Alright, this is actually my first time wearing an Apple Watch. Never mind an Ultra. Doesn't come with that little white pad on the back of it. That's the security code. I'm actually tethered to the to the table, but I just don't know if I'd ever use one properly. There's got so much functionality, you know, for all those outdoor pursuits that we get up to. It looks cool. Engineering's rather splendid, but it is a beast. This is 49mm, which in anyone's world is a big watch. But when you're wearing a screen like this, it's such a responsive screen too. Super, super nice.
Look at the numbers.
Wow. You can design your own watch face effectively.
Yeah, I think you can download them as well.
Pretty nuts. One of the things that I found makes you look antisocial with an Apple Watch, because every time you get a notification, you look down and check your watch. And if you're having a chat with someone or you're in a meeting, it looks like they're bored, but they've just had a WhatsApp notification and they keep checking it like this mid-conversation, and you're like, is everything okay? And it's not their fault. It's just they're getting alerts on their watch. I think if I don't want to get a watch stolen in London, don't wear a watch. These are probably as attractive as anything, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at this place. It's absolutely stunning. I got to give it to Apple. I am a die-hard Apple fanboy, don't get me wrong, but they do these stores better than anyone. It's magnificent. I think as well at the same time, they're effectively restoring and giving life back to buildings of historical significance. Look at the original London brick in this place. So, so cool. Okay, what we're searching for is there is now Final Cut Pro available on iPad Pro. If they have it available here. Yes, here it is. Here you go. So, I guess we edit this one. Wow, it really is final. Oh, mate, to be able to scroll through a timeline with your fingers, pretty trick. So, it's quite intuitive, actually. That's interesting. Well, what would you want to do? Say you wanted to apply an adjustment layer. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you wanted to apply a LUT, where might that be? Because that goes back here. Edit, LUT. That's how you cut.
Whoa.
If I drag this. Whoa. Like in terms of an application for, I predominantly use a laptop to edit off.
Yeah.
And I've always gone for a Pro because you need the processing power. But M2 chips are like this. They just cut so smooth. You got to question if you need it. A 4 tera SSD would be great, but that'll be a disk, not an SSD, and certainly at that price.
It's a good price though.
It is a good price,
Back in the day.
but from a read-write speed point of view, 2 tera, 130 megasecond isn't actually that. I know. It's not actually that fast. That's faster. That's also 2 tera, smaller, faster, and the price should reflect that. There you go. Absolute weapon. This is now the super niche application because there's not much that the Mac Studio can't do. Like a full fat one of these is pretty incredible. You know, you could go full Pixar on this thing. So I mean, what you would need to be doing with that, God only knows. As a design though, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's so stunning. Yeah, how many ports has it got? Oh my.
What you said had the graphics cards.
Many layers for expansion. Crikey, look how many USB-Cs it's got. I actually have this screen at home.
With that back?
I have this screen,
Nice.
but I used to plug it into my laptop. That's which I need to get. So yeah, I've got this size screen. But this is really helpful because these have inbuilt speakers. Not that they're great, but it keeps your desk super clean. Beast, isn't it? Absolute tank. Honestly, if Apple designed houses, could you imagine? I guess it. Look at that for a staircase. The engineering in that alone is stupendous. They've got it right, haven't they, these guys? What a setup. I know I've got sour feelings towards London right now because I recently had all my stuff stolen, but in the summer, on a good day, when your things aren't getting stolen, it is pretty spectacular, isn't it? And we've actually just come back from Milan. We've been to Rome, we've been to Brescia, and they're all absolutely incredible, but it still makes you feel proud coming back to our capital and seeing these great places. Here we go. Next one in. Thanks, bud. Sadly, because the new MacBook Air is 3 days old, they only have the sort of entry level specs in, so we're advised to go and order one, which I think is going to take about 10 days, sadly, to get a full fat one, which is kind of what I need, which is a bit of a shame. So, but it was cool going there, you know. Safe travels. See you later. Back to some sense of normality, heading home. Been on the road for 2 weeks. It's been a wild 2 weeks between Gumball, Mille Miglia, getting all my stuff stolen, and today I'm arriving home on Father's Day. Daddy's Day today. Get home, see my boy, kick back, try and restore some normality. Whew. Man, there is busy, and there is this place. It is a Sunday. It's people returning to London, people leaving London before the week ahead. Look at it. Look at a scene from Tokyo. Wow. Absolute madhouse. Last time I caught a train, this was Virgin. So things have changed, and I guess it's been a while. Definitely before COVID, before lockdown. Kind of crazy.